March feels like one of those all-or-nothing months, especially for the mutable signs such as yourself, Gemini. After the relatively inactive early months of the year, as far as progress and positivity goes, you have to get ready for action this month. Right away, we start with the new moon on the 2nd happening in your 10th house of career, purpose and action. This denotes that the cycle ahead is focused on what you have to offer to the world, and for that reason, you shouldn't hold back and be as bold as possible in the coming weeks. Especially considering Jupiter rules this lunation and he's famously the planet of good luck and abundance, you want to exploit these energies to the best of your ability. There's truly no time for idleness. Since Jupiter is also in the sign of this lunation, there will also be a conjunction between the Great Benefic and the Sun shortly after the new moon. With the Sun transiting through your 10th house, the peak of your chart, you can expect to be visible and praised for the projects you decide to work on. Jupiter is also the planet of generosity, so if you can use that knowledge to use the spotlight not just for yourself but for your peers as well, the benefits of these transits will only multiply. As we move forward into the month, we have a few planets changing signs, some for the better, while others cause a bit of tension. The first duo changing signs in Mars and Venus, who have been transiting through your 8th house of death, sorrow and transformation for a while. Though having Mars leave that placement is quite pleasant, especially for those of you who were born during the day, as he moves into your 9th house, he'll be sharing space with Saturn, who might have slowed down this area of your life. The 9th place is concerned with faith, spirituality and non-ordinary things. Which could mean that while you've been processing this Saturn transit, you had to deal with a decrease in faith in the world or the universe at large. Mars can make those feelings increase, even causing anger and revolt towards the state of the world, and for that reason, you should try to focus on Venus, the planet of peace and union that's also entering that house. Even if it's difficult for you to see the silver lining of these challenging scenarios, try to take a deep breath and look for the love and support you still have from people in your immediate vicinity. It's also important to note that the 9th house also deals with long-distance travel, and those of you who have any trips planned for this month might want to reschedule or, at the very least, proceed with caution. Setting the bad news aside, the other planet, changing signs, is Mercury, the ruler of your sign. They'll be entering your 10th house and joining Jupiter and the Sun. While this is a positive sign for career matters, especially as Mercury will conjoin Jupiter later in the month, allowing for the uncovering of creative and cutting-edge ideas, you may want to avoid making any critical decisions at around this time. When Mercury is in your 10th house, he's more of a dreamer rather than a rational thinker, and for that reason, a pair of rose-tinted shades might hinder your ability to think straight when the matters at hand are crucial. Take it easy, and lean on fun tasks that you feel passionate about. This is not a time for business and math. Continuing with the mercurial theme, the full moon of the month happens shortly after Mercury's ingress in your 10th house. This time the full moon will be in the opposite house, however, the 4th. The 4th place has a focus on your roots, home and family. It may be shining a light on issues you might be neglecting due to career successes. Have you been keeping in touch with your parents, or are you too focused on work to give them a call? Not that this moon means any harm to your domestic matters, but it sure is a reminder to appreciate those who put you in this world. It's important to remember that you wouldn't even have had the opportunity to succeed as much as you are at the moment without them. And remember, Jupiter is the one giving you all this luck, and he's the planet of gratitude. So, pay that forward to those who deserve it most. The last significant transit of the month is the Venus and Saturn conjunction happening in your 9th house. This conjunction can be an excellent ally to help soothe the martial problems mentioned earlier related to that house. It earns the assistance of prominent women in spiritual or academic spaces, and you may want to ask for their advice, especially if they're much older than you are. Remember that Mars will be the one conjoining with Saturn next month, and that is much less pleasant conjunction than this one. With that said, take advantage of this transit happening on the 28th to get the insight you need to solve any issues that might hinder your success in the future. Good luck, Gemini.